everyone, it's another beautiful day and a beautiful one in Manchester. Yes, it was a United effort yesterday as Manchester United was able to see off a stubborn Brentford side amongst a very nervy-heading, almost resulted in a draw for Manchester United yesterday. But they held off to get that very, very important 2-1 win against Brentford. This is Score City where passion meets purpose. My name is Adedamola and I'm with my fellow comrades, like I call them, Mide and Elizabeth. Today, we look at the match between Manchester United and Brentford yesterday and look at all the talking points that came out from that match. Mide and Elizabeth, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. It's good to talk about football again. It's actually a very good day in Manchester, like you said. But let's get into it anyway.
Elizabeth is looking like an Odogu wife.
I mean, it's not easy. When rain just fall, you get the way you go just day.
Everywhere is soft.
Exactly, that kind of thing.
Everywhere, marama.
Everywhere
No
good.
louder.
If you get me male version of your glasses, maybe say they used to.
These ones are, when you do me well today.
Odogu bought it. Quickly, a lot of talking point from yesterday's match. Manchester United, they got the all-important win. And it's that one almost as guaranteed that they will play in the Champions League next season. The Premier League is still mathematically on. Let's give Manchester United fans some things to be happy about. Arsenal 73 points, Manchester United 61 points, 12 points to gap, 4 matches to go. Arsenal can lose all 4 matches. Man City can lose all 4 matches. And Manchester United can still win the league. Banter aside. Quickly, let's look at it. Manchester United will go to the Champions League. Most definitely. Should that be seen as a successful season by Michael Carrick's standard?
Looking back to what Man U were under Ruben Amorim, I think Michael Carrick has done a fantastic job. No doubt about it. Getting them. And I think there's this little theory that should have decided to sack Amorim way earlier than they did. Probably they might actually be having a title
competing for the title
race. So that is how important this Carrick has been for them since he took charge. And yesterday was no surprise. Still the same old United, except for the odd few games at the very beginning when we were beating teams, against But over the last few weeks, they have been grinding wins, even though they have not been the better side, and it was the case yesterday. Brentford were the better side. They had the best chances.
Thiago needs a salary deduction.
Honestly, very wasteful.
A lot of these guys
was 3 goals behind Haaland yesterday, and he had more than 3 chances to go level with Haaland yesterday, and he flopped every one of them.
And eventually got a reckless look at.
Exactly. That is just how bad the day was for Brentford. So, in a team that they had 12 shots to United's 11. They had more possession, 55 to 45 for Manchester United. They outpassed Manchester United at Old Trafford. Brentford, that is not known to be a very good passing team. They had 488 passes compared to Manchester 403 passes. So, and they completed more. 423 to United 333. So that is how one thing I worked really credit Manchester United for. They showed it against Chelsea. They went to a reverse side, still won with less possession, with less attacking numbers. So the most important thing is that at this point of the season, like I said yesterday, it doesn't matter how you get it, because at this point nobody cares. Are they going to the Champions League? Yes, on the evidence of yesterday's results,
they would.
It is with that game yesterday. It's more than confirmed. Out of the last probably 3 games remaining now for them, they probably need just 1 point to secure Champions League. So I think yesterday was a massive, and shout out to Bruno Fernandes yesterday.
We are still coming to Bruno Fernandes.
Okay. And Shesko yesterday, doing what he does best, coming in with the goals when it matters, because a lot of his goals are actually being so decisive for Man United.
Very, very important.
He exactly under this Carrick, the goals against Everton, the goals so many of them. So and there's this issue of Casemiro. Maybe we'll get into it. So anyway, that is terrible, but we'll get into it anyway.
Elizabeth, let me ask you, in what word, were you impressed with Manchester United's performance yesterday?
Very impressed. Very, very impressed. Number one man that impressed me in that game was Lammens. Because towards the end of the game,
very, very fantastic.
He had 5 beautiful saves, amazing saves. And that's to tell you how important that man is. A lot of people have been trying to compare him to Onana, that he's not been doing anything much. But for me, in that game, He gave me that, that mark that I've been looking for concerning that guy. That is wonderful. I mean,
exactly.
in that game, he stood up for them. He stood up to the occasion when Brentford were trying to, to get amazing opportunities, chances, and all of that. So he did excellently well for me in that game. And then credit to Maguire as well, because he got an assist for Casemiro's first goal. Beautiful one for him. That experience, he did body. That game, did body.
Let me even ask. Now that you mentioned Maguire, how much did Manchester United miss Maguire in the previous matches that they played against what was the name of this team? Against Chelsea, he was not there. Against Leeds, he was not there. I think without much ado, you can almost agree that Maguire is one of the best defenders right now. It was actually a good one for Manchester United. To what Mide said, let's look at Bruno Fernandes. And I'll say this has been a very hot topic. Is Bruno Fernandes the best player in the Premier League this season?
Well, that is totally up for debate. But on personal achievements, I think he has done a lot, because were it not for him and Casemiro, especially since Thierry took over, United will not be finding themselves where they are. Because if he's not supplying the balls for
19 assists.
Right
if
now.
he's not providing, and prior to Carey coming, he was having less than, I think, 7. So for him to go from less than 7 to 19 in the space of probably 2-3 months, that is actually huge for Bruno and for United. So personally, he has done on his own. He has done, but would that be enough for him to get the Player of the Year? I don't think so, because let's look at it. Most of this title, or most of these awards,
individual awards,
go to players of teams that are winning something. Do you get me? So
you've seen situations whereby players who did not win the Premier League title have won the Player of the Year.
Yes, but at least it will be. You're not getting it. Okay, just like the season when Foden won. Yeah. He was not the best player, but in that team, Manchester City.
I believe Saka was a better player.
That season.
Manchester City were a better team, hands down. Right. So it's easier for you to say, look at him. At least in a team that is very good, at least he give out numbers.
Contributions.
So that majority of the time, 90% of the time, they give it to teams. But if peradventure he gets the award, well. Personally, I think
if Bruno Fernandes eventually he has 4 matches left to break the record or to equal the record.
Yes.
20 goals or surpass the record. We saw DiMarco do it over the weekend.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The previous assist record for Italian football was 16 assists. DiMarco broke the record as a left wing back.
Yeah.
17 assists already this season. If Bruno Fernandes breaks that record, Elizabeth, should he be considered for the award? 21 assists in the season, or even 20 assists in the season, should he be considered for the award?
Absolutely. Bruno na one guy we say in the deliver in own, on his own day every time. Every manager that he has played under, he has been absolutely impeccable. There is no manager that will come and tell you that Bruno is not important for his team.
Except Amorim.
Even under Amorim, nice they carry them.
Except Amorim.
Even under Amorim himself, now they carry them. That 50 way they did last season, minus his goal and assist, they'll be in the championship by now.
No, they'll be relegation battle.
Yes, they'll be in the championship trying to promote back into the Premier League this season. That has to tell you how important that guy is, and he improves himself game after game.
Year after year,
that guy is wonderful. Like I said, I've said it on this table before that if I have him in my team, Premier League 1 or 2 for don't day my bag. That's to tell you how good that guy is, and I'm not surprised.
So Elizabeth, you vote for Bruno Fernandes as your Premier League player of the season.
I'm a football fan before an Arsenal fan. So if I want to be realistic with myself, that guy is delivering numbers, and he's also doing that. The second goal, it was with the ball. They were in a 3-2 situation in that Brentford defense. He saw Mbemo like this. He saw Sesko, and I felt like, okay, what should I do? What should I do there? Instantly,
most people actually felt Mbemo was in a better
position to receive the ball. Myself, I thought so when I saw it, but I'm like, okay, this is Bruno. He knows what he's doing. Is that man. Even on his own, if he shoots that ball from where he did, and he can score.
I was waiting for you to even mention that. There has been discussions about the fact that Bruno has become less selfish of a player. He's beginning to play more for the team than play more for the. Most of the time, the numbers have always been there.
Yes.
Yes, the numbers have always been there. The only difference is that the numbers have actually been more goals than assists. But now He's racking up the assist and he's beginning to play for the team. Play as that number 10. Make sure that the chances are being created, and you just have to give him kudos for
that.
what he has done this season. Let me now throw this to Mide.
Now, before you draw to Mide,
Okay, yeah.
I think what for me, in my opinion, I think he wants to break that record, that assist record.
I think it's still possible.
Because the way that goal yesterday, for where in day, if he
supposed
shoots
shoot.
that ball,
Yeah, I agree.
and he go
I
score.
agree. I
So I
agree.
think he's trying to break that record with the assist he's been giving lately.
And you
That's
have to
my
give
opinion.
credit to Sheshko too. The way because he had to first
For converting.
He first delete one player. Like that was beautiful play. He first the player first go by Maggie. I don't go. And he just I think you have to give Sheshko
Kudos to the duo, man.
Mide, let me ask, who is your best player of the season?
At this point, I can't actually think of one person, but good shout out to Bruno. Should he break that record? Because the Premier League record for assists is 20.
20,
Henry
yeah.
and
De
De
Bruyne.
Bruyne.
And the European, because 21 is the highest in Europe. So, and should he...
Who has that record?
I've forgotten the name. I saw the name yesterday. I think one from... Is it Germany? Maybe Spain? I've forgotten the name, but I'll check. So, 21 and he's 19. It's just 2 away
4
from
matches to go.
and with
Yeah.
4 matches to go. So he has every opportunity to do it. And like you said, I think that thing was playing his head. Because the Bruno I know. Is that,
You'll actually
is
shoot
that,
from that
He
place.
will shoot from that angle.
Is that
And if he
selfish.
had shot the ball, nobody would have actually be crushed him because
Exactly.
he had every right to
She
shoot.
get
do
ball.
that.
Even in the presser, post match press interview, Chesko acknowledged Bruno. He said, "Thank you, captain," because he knew that he had the opportunity of scoring himself,
Yeah.
and yet dared to because of
Let's even talk about Sheshko. Sheshko now has double figures.
That's
Double
goal of
figures
amazing.
of goals in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I
10th
think
goal of the Premier League season.
he is gradually taking himself out of that contest of a flop of a striker.
Well, being flop doesn't necessarily have to be a number of goals. Sometimes, you know, it's about Gyökeres he has more goals than, and people are still criticizing him. It is not just
Because of the team he plays for.
no. Yes,
an angle.
aside the team,
To who much
It's
he's
giving
giving much
much
is
is expected.
Yes, I understand, but let's not forget that it's actually costing more than Gyökeres. It costs more than Gyökeres. So
That's what I
but
just
if you
said.
look at the team-
If Gyökeres with those number of goals, if he were to be playing in a team like Chelsea, no disrespect to Chelsea, I'm not saying Chelsea, but because of the position that Chelsea is right now,
Right
if
now.
he has scored those amount of goals, nobody will be blaming him.
Same
Yes,
as
because
Manchester United.
Same as Manchester United.
That-
But the reason why everybody is shouting on you is because you are playing for Arsenal. Arsenal is competing for the title.
yeah, exactly. That and the reason is why I said
And I
this
think
thing
we
is-
don't done.
This is subjective. It is not something that you want to say. Okay, this is 2 plus 2. 2 is not always 2 in football. So it's all about if he can actually do this. Okay, let's say okay, fine. You have been given the honeymoon period now. Nobody's talking about you, but I believe all eyes will be on him next season.
Definitely.
He has to deliver.
Yes.
He has to consolidate, or he has to continue this form that he is like scoring this.
He has
repeatedly.
already given the fans a teaser. He has to
Yeah,
live up.
yeah. So you have to go from
after next season, he must score 10 goals.
10 goals minimum.
Exactly.
If you know score 10 goals, you don't
After
flop.
that,
You
you
don't
are
flop.
doomed for.
You don't flop. So that is that on Chesko.
I think the big question on every Manchester United fans now is who would replace Casemiro. I think Casemiro gave an announcement and decided to give himself a beautiful personal parade. Ever since he made the announcement, he has scored over 5 goals.
And those goals are very, very important goals. Like
Very, very
Honestly.
important goals.
openers, winners.
Within
And all of
himself
that.
and Bruno Fernandes alone has provided 6 goals.
I think they are the best combination this season.
Yes,
Yeah.
he has
The best
provided 6
combination.
goals for Casemiro. Mide, who is replacing Casemiro?
That one go
Honestly.
far. See,
Honestly.
it's not as easy as it seems, because replacing experience, somebody of that value, because the value he brings to this Manchester United side, under Amorim, his value took a bit of wobble, but at the same time, I think Carrick has actually, bring back everybody. Even Kubimaino too I think he's touted for a new contract.
Kumaino almost had a
Yes.
beautiful assist.
Yes,
Yes,
he did.
he started for a new contract and all of that. So replacing Casemiro is not as easy as people, because do you know how many years it took United to replace Roy Keane? After Roy Keane, to replace Michael Carrick himself, because Michael Carrick was the the
Has it even
linchpin.
been replaced?
That's
another
no,
question.
to some extent, Casemiro can say, okay, fine, I try and I try as much as possible to be
I think
the
they got Casemiro too late.
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It took them years to replace Carrick. Now Casemiro is going.
He's leaving.
Now, United fans were saying, this one more year after that goal, but the deed is done already.
He already made his announcement.
He's already made this announcement.
And
But
to also back what you are saying about
Yeah.
Casemiro, that
it's not easy to
guy,
replace.
that guy is one of a kind. And if, despite his age, he doesn't have that pace anymore
At
on his
36.
leg.
And
He
you know,
doesn't have that
the
pace.
funny thing is-
But what
That
he
is-
what he can use to compliment is that is IQ.
Sorry,
that is football IQ.
Casemiro was not even known for scoring goals.
When he was at
When he was
Madrid.
at Madrid. That's how much more he has even
Reinvented himself.
evolved.
Over
From
the years at
just
Manchester
a
United.
pure ball winner. You know, he has evolved from being a pure ball winner into
Elizabeth was saying something.
No,
like
I was trying to say that though he doesn't have that pace, he has his legs are tired already, but he knows when to place his tackle. He doesn't just place tackle. That is football intelligence comes into play. And sometimes all these number 6 that we have, a lot of them are pacey, they want to play the ball, but sometimes when they are meant to do those tackles, they are not there. They make irrational tackles.
They
just
don't
like
have football brains.
Just like Caicedo. He's young. No shade, man. No shade.
No,
but
it's just the truth.
It's the truth. You cannot compare that. If Casemiro wants to make a tackle, he knows how to intercept, he knows how to make tackle, and he will do it very clean. And he's a man that is very disciplined that sometimes it might be carded in the first half, and he will finish the game without getting a red card. That's to tell you, not the experience he has, the football intelligence, the discipline he has in himself in that game. So credit to him. I'm sure that they cannot replace him. But can they get somebody that can do the basics? And they can do the basic for them. That's just that's just what I expect them to do. If you're thinking of replacing a man like Casemiro, I think you're on the long term.
Mide, let's look at the profile of players that we have around in the Premier League. One of the most highly touted midfielders in Premier League right now is Elliot Anderson. Yeah. Elliot Anderson is in fact, Manchester City wants him.
Yeah, Manchester United are looking at him too.
There's James Garner. I'm talking about young guys.
Yeah. I said Manchester are even looking at
Manchester United are also looking at him.
Yes,
There's James Garner there. I think a couple of players from Brighton. There's Baleba, yes.
Yes,
Baleba. Manchester United were
for years now. They've been after Baleba.
In fact, last season, everybody thought they were going to get him.
Yeah, Baleba, yeah.
There's also a couple of players in Brentford that they can buy. Who do you think is the best guy that they should go for? Should they just go for someone that is relatively unknown? There are a lot of guys in the French league that plays very well in midfield. Should they just go for someone that is Premier League proven, or they should look for one talent from somewhere and try to integrate him into the team? Or they should just give that responsibility to Kobe Mino?
No. For me, Kobe Mino will be a disaster. Should they say he should? He is not an old midfielder. That is well documented.
Okay.
But for me, I would say they should go for Carlos. Carlos suits them more. And I think in a way, he mirrors what Casemiro will give. He gives that steal,
ball winning abilities,
that brute force in middle, to enforce play and all of that. Winning balls, he can do that, and to even progress, and to control ball carries, certain tempo.
And don't forget, he has goals in his game too.
He has goals in. So, and one of the most important thing is he has leg. He can carry ball, he can come back, in a box-to-ball role. So, for me, I think Baleba will suit them more. And that Elliot is not a holding midfielder. He's a central midfielder that knows how to control.
That dictates play,
the
tempo,
exactly, that's the word, dictate plays and set tempo.
One thing about Elliot that people seem to underrate is the fact that he's an all-in-all.
Yeah.
For tackles made, he's actually ranking among the top players. For interceptions, that tackles
he's part of.
So he seems to be one of the most complete media, apart from Declan Rice.
Yes.
Apart from Declan Rice, Elliot Anderson still ranks as one of the most complete. In fact, he has more interceptions and tackles than even Declan Rice.
Now that is where the problem is. If you are bringing in Elliot Anderson, where does that leave Kobe Mino?
Elliot Anderson can actually sit deep in midfield and decide to.
I think that would be this great disservice to his talent.
The problem is the fact that sometimes as a defensive midfielder, you don't necessarily have to be doing all the tackles. I remember one of the biggest DM is Sergio Busquets, but how many tackles? It was much more about dictating tempo, controlling play than all those things. The most important thing, I believe that one of the biggest players in world football, Nesta, he said, is a type of defender that would rather prefer to intercept than to go into tackles. Read the play, read where the ball is going to. That actually leaves you out of unnecessary fouls and unnecessary yellow
Yellow
cards.
cards.
So for me, I would prefer a kind of midfielder that would rather intercept, read the ball, know where to make the tackles, than just go into that tackles. We just mentioned Caicedo.
Yes.
As important as Caicedo is to the Chelsea team, most of the time he costs the Chelsea team because he wants to tackle.
Now, here is where I said the problem is. Like I said, the problem is not about tackles now. Obviously, they will win tackle. That is not my problem. My problem is they are going to get overrun the middle. With him and Kobe Mino, they are going to get overrun in the middle. Bruno is not your kind of midfielder that will help, that will come back and do the dirty job. So, and this has been the theme of why United have actually struggled a lot. You know, when they.
So you prefer an enforcer than someone that dictates.
I believe
play.
what Man U lacked is those legs, and that is why Casemiro has been so important for them. It is that steal in that middle. I'm not against brilliant player but does it fit United right now? Well, I don't think so.
I think that is up for debate.
Yeah, it's up for debate.
You can also put in your comments, drop your take on who should be the perfect replacement for Casemiro in or at Manchester United right now. They need a replacement. Casemiro will definitely leave Manchester United at the end of the season. 36 years old is no longer a young man. He just get baby face. That guy no be young man. And they need
baby
one.
Face assassin.
So we are, I think we've discussed Carlos Baleba and Elliot Henderson. Two very beautiful midfielders. There's James Garner at Everton too. You can actually, Manchester United fans, please talk. Who you want me Manchester United by? If you have anybody from any other league, you can actually drop your comments. We'll read them and see to that. Mide and Elizabeth, thanks for coming.
It's always a
Manchester
pleasure.
play against Liverpool next, I guess.
What?
Are they playing against Liverpool next? Who's playing against Liverpool next? Is it Chelsea?
Chelsea. Liverpool. At Anfield.
The Lord help your soul. Please remember to follow us on all our social media handles, our Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X. I think I already have an order. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and X is becoming an anthem for me now. Yes, subscribe on our YouTube page, Score City NG, at Score City NG. Very, very important. My name is Adedamola. Thanks for watching and see you next time.